My name's Hermione, and welcome to the Tree Hugger. So this is my YouTube channel where I'm hoping to bring some form of awareness or extra awareness, depending how environmentally aware you are, but also bring like environmental tips and inform you about stuff and share what you can do to help the environment and what to avoid as well. So yeah, hopefully this is my first video, so hopefully I can help to inspire some of you guys and vice versa. You know, I would love you to get involved and like put things down in the comments below and let me know what you do want to hear and if there are any tips that you have. You know, I'd love to just share with everyone, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, is that we share our awareness and what we know and with each other, you know, because I think that's the biggest problem when it comes to the environment, is that not enough people quite understand how important it is. It definitely, in my experience, I know a lot of people that just don't quite seem to get it. So that's what I'm hoping this channel can be. So bear with me as I go along with this, because I don't really do stuff like this very often, if ever. I don't think I even know how to edit, so bear with that. That might be involved, that might not be involved. You might just have to put up with long pauses. Who knows? It's an adventure. We'll find out together. Anyway, so welcome, in short. So today I was just gonna very briefly introduce myself and give you a bit of a background on me as well. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. It's nothing's planned. It's just, you know, feeling as we're rolling. So obviously, as I said, my name's Hermione. I am currently working in a store. However, that's not what I want to do forever. And I'm going to be studying environmental science later this year. So in October, I'm starting that. I also volunteer with the Wildlife Trust in Cornwall, and I am loving that. It is incredible. If you live in Cornwall, or if you live anywhere where you have a wildlife trust or a national trust or anything like that where they have volunteers, highly recommend going. It is the most rewarding work you can do. Literally, if you love the environment, you love wildlife, it's just something that you like doing, you love being outdoors, you like being proactive, do it. It will be amazing for you. Literally, on my days off, I sit round and I will be blue if I'm not outside doing something, you know? I love that feeling, and it's just great to be back out in nature anyway and to know that you're doing a good thing. So if you have the time and you're interested, highly recommend. So yeah, I volunteer with them, and I also used to work in New Zealand when I lived over there. I worked on an endangered bird sanctuary island. So I was a tour guide, I was a conservationist worker and / volunteer. So my job was to go around and inform people all about the wildlife that we had, the history of the island, everything. So the way that it worked, was that the birds were free. They would roam around, do whatever they wanted. It was you that had to be sort of caged. You weren't physically caged, obviously, because I think that's pretty much against human rights. But anyway, apart from you go with the sharks, I'm venturing. Let's go back. So you had to just walk along a path. That was it. You just couldn't adventure from the path. And it was hit and miss. So some days you'd see a lot, other days you wouldn't, because obviously you're just watching nature. Nothing's guaranteed. So my job was to inform people about the environment, bring awareness, as well as trying to show them the unique animals. Well, I say animals, it was primarily birds and bugs in New Zealand. So, you know, trying to show that to people and bring the awareness, because a lot of native birds in New Zealand are endangered. They just are, because they're flightless. So, of course, they are easy targets for cats and some dogs, and even boars would do stuff to them. You know, It's endless. So because naturally in New Zealand they didn't have anything like that. They never had any predators, so they didn't need to fly. So that's sort of more or less what it is. And yeah, so I'd tour guide, I'd teach them all about that. I'd also have school groups sometimes. It would vary who I got. So some people would be from foreign countries, some people would be from New Zealand, some would be school children, some would be elderly, some would be scientists. And you just show them around. And it was actually a really interesting job because you met so many different people. And at the end of it, it was lovely, especially with the kids, when you could hear them being like, oh no, we've got to recycle this, and like doing beach cleanups at the end of the day on the island. It was amazing when you saw like the difference from them sort of like not really caring all that much at the beginning and just sort of happy that they're not in school for the day, to then actually having taken it on board and doing something about it. That was amazing. So I would do that, and then you'd go up, you'd have your lunch, and then at the end of it you would do some conservation work. So I would either plant trees or I'd do some weeding, so I'd get rid of any creepers growing up the trees that would be strangling them. I would wash solar panels, I would make up bird feeds, I would clear certain areas ready for planting, you know. It was a whole mix of stuff that you'd end up doing, like beach cleans, anything, literally. Sometimes it was even just monitoring. I remember one time I had to go and count penguin eggs, you know. So it's a whole mixed bag that we had to do. And from that experience, I learned so much. And I learned so much about the environment. And I just want to continue growing that and share it with you guys. And I think for myself, it's good too. You know, the fact that I'm able to talk about this, and especially with people that are interested, because I talk to people about this and I can see their eyes just glaze over. So yeah, it's really lovely for me as well. So that's just a bit about me, really. So in the place that I live now, Cornwall, it wasn't really till I think it was last year that people started to really become more environmental down here. Before that, like, people were pushing for it and it needed to be done, but it wasn't really till last year that we got the bigger stores actually catching on with things, and a refill store opened for us. So if you don't know what a refill store is, it is incredible and it will blow your mind. So if you don't know what one is, search up, see what's near you that's a refill store, because they are an amazing idea. So basically what it is you go in and they've got stuff like dried fruits, they've got things like pastas, oats, couscous, quinoa, chocolate raisins, stuff like that. They've got a bit of everything. They've got oils, like as in like cooking oil, so olive oil, things like that. And you just go in and you can have your own bags, which are like, I'll show you actually because I've got some here. So these are my bags. So for example, I could fill that with pastas and with rice and things like that. So that's one size. And you can get them in all different sizes as well. And then this is the other size. So these are the organic ones. So they're made from organic cotton. So that's my two little sizes. So usually I'd have something like that, but I actually forgot these today when I went to the refill store because I ran out of toilet roll. And I bought some bamboo eco-friendly toilet roll. So when I was there, I forgot that I needed to get pasta, so I had to use one of their bags. But because they're environmentally friendly, all their bags are paper bags. So I filled this up, and it did, well, I've just had dinner, and what's left in there looks like it would make another 2. So I only got like a little bit, literally. I didn't even want all that much. So I got 30p's worth, which I think was 100 grams, and yeah, it's gonna do me 3 meals. So in the long run, it does work out cheaper, because after you've bought these, I mean, I think I've still got the prices on here. So I was given these as a gift actually. So I think some places do them a little bit cheaper. Other places it'll be roughly around the same mark. So the little one is $5.99, and then the bigger one was $6.99. Which once you get all your jars and bottles and cotton bags out of the way, you just don't spend an awful lot. Like, you really don't, and it kind of works out cheaper. So the stuff that you would be buying, and some of it might go to waste because you don't use that much, you save so much more, and it kind of makes you more aware as well as how much you're actually using, which I really like that. Because, for example, I was doing this today and I thought, oh, with the pasta I was like, oh, I don't want to put too much in because I do want it to last me, and actually that will easily last me. And because I had a little bit less than maybe I would have if it had been like a packaged one, I saved so much more money. You know, it's just because you're aware of it. What I've done, and I've done in the past, I've bought packaged pasta, I've boiled more than I would usually eat, like not usually eat, but more than I actually could manage, and then the rest of it just ends up going on the compost, like, you know. So with this, it makes you more aware of how much you're actually putting in, and you realise how much you actually eat, so you monitor yourself more, you know yourself a bit better when it comes to food too. So it's such a great idea, and they sell all sorts. So they do like toiletries, so you can go and get your shampoos. You just literally have a jar, and the best thing with them is they don't really have a limit. So if you want to just try it, they'll let you just take a little bit, enough for like a wash or two, and they'll just charge you whatever's there. So it could be like 5p for a bit of shampoo, you know, just to try it. And they're such a good store. Everything, they try to get as much as organic in as possible, but they also know that some people just can't quite afford to do organic, so they'll have like a slightly cheaper option, but it will still be relatively healthy. So you'll have like different types of pastas. You'll have like white pasta, brown pasta, all sorts. Same with rice. And they'll sell bits like it's always a hard one to say fast, bee wraps as well, which is something that I'm hoping to get really soon, because I purposely spent a while whilst I was waiting for it using up all of the like tin foils and brown paper that I had, because I wanted to completely get rid of stuff, and I want to completely strip back and just purely get the eco-friendly stuff as much as humanly possible. So yeah, I'm just waiting for payday basically to be able to get some. That's the only problem, is sometimes it's a bit more pricey, but the benefit of that, like I said before, is it's going to last you longer. So with a bee wrap, you can find some, depending on what size and depending if you buy them in packs or not, but you can find some and they'll be, I think one of the ones in the store was £15. And I know other people have been selling them off for like anywhere between £5 and £10. So it really does depend where you get it from. Some people might even have bigger packs and they might be £20, you know. So it's going to cost you a bit, but they last months. They last you months, far longer than any tinfoil will ever last you. And it's better for the environment. And also now, because the way that they work is that you're meant to get a damp cloth and wipe them after. And some people, they found, were immersing them fully in water, and they ended up washing off the wax. So now you can get like wax blockers for them, so you can re-wax them. So actually you never really have to get rid of them. And they're made from organic cotton as well. So if you don't want to use tinfoil anymore, or clean film, which is not good for the environment, don't use clean film. So if you want to use beeswax wraps instead, then I highly recommend. I have friends and family that use them, and they say that they are as good, if not better, than clean film, like for keeping things. So that's just another thing that you can try out. But yeah, so I'm hoping to do more videos and maybe to try do a subject each time, or show you what I've found or something like that, you know, or even like showing you how to make homemade things as well. So let me know in the comments below if there are anything in particular. Oh, sorry, my little eucalyptus is getting in here. So let me know if yeah, there is anything in particular you want to hear about, if you've got any tips that you use, if there's things that you want people to be more aware of, anything like that. I would love to hear them. And yeah, hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!